Here in Cincinnati, they have a female police chief, some fat older white woman. And yes, I'm fat. And so she can call me fat too. Call me a fat older black man. But I'm not an idiot. And she is an idiot. She's a DEI hire that came out, and yet you look at that violence perpetrated against either visitors to Cincinnati or Cincinnati residents. And as the police chief, you think your proper reaction to the Black KKK basically burning a cross at the Cincinnati Jazz Festival, your reaction is to blame social media and to blame the media. Let's hear from the Cincinnati police chief.
Another topic I want to cover real quick. Social media and journalism and the role it plays in this incident. And yes, guys, that's you. That is you. Social media, the post that we've seen, does not depict the entire incident. That is one version of what occurred. At times, social media and mainstream media and their commentaries are a misrepresentation of the circumstances surrounding any given event. What that does, that causes us some difficulties in thoroughly investigating the activity and enforcing the law. Because what happens, that social media post and your coverage of it distorts the content of what actually happened. And it makes our job more difficult. Go ahead, right here.
Thank you. 2 questions. Where were the nearest officers?
In the central business section. They were working. They were both in vehicles, and like I said, they had to maneuver through the traffic.
Second question is, you had said social media and news media distorted the content of what actually happened. What exactly was distorted? I understand that there was multiple views of the video, but exactly what led up to this? I mean, what was distorted?
Yeah, so I think by the irresponsibility with social media is it just shows one side of the equation quite frequently, without context, without factual context. And then people run with that. And then it grows legs and it becomes something bigger that we then have to try to manage as part of the investigation. So, hold on.
Woman had no answer. She was asked a follow-up question to clarify her comments, and she had no answer. She just repeated herself and tried to distract. She got caught with her pants down because she has no answer other than if she wanted to be truthful and say, hey, man, these clips have got people upset and we're getting trashed all over social media for not having enough law enforcement policing the Cincinnati Jazz Festival and the areas around it, and we look silly and stupid. And you don't have all the context about, hey, we had deployed cops here, we had deployed cops there, that's the context that she thinks we're missing, because we've seen the videos, we've seen the shove that sparked this, and we've seen the overreaction to the shove by people that were uninvolved, other than their Black KKK members, and one of the KKK members got shoved, and so the rest of the KKK members used it as justification. Hey, we get to wild out and beat up and stomp and curb stomp a white man and a white woman. This is the Black KKK, and everybody knows it. And we're developing young Black KKK members with this victimhood mentality, with what's being taught in schools, all the way from Harvard all the way down to grade school. It's being taught you're a victim. White people have mistreated you. White people owe you a debt. White people are the most evil thing on the planet. You're being programmed to be a KKK member, to blame everything on white people. It's no different than the white people from 100 years ago that were brainwashed and programmed into believing all of their problems were the result of black people. And I believe we have the clip here from Alex Jones where he referenced who's gaslighting the black KKK. The same people that were gaslighting the white KKK. Play the clip.
Everywhere else, open season on white people. And white people need to stop cowering down to this and bowing down to this. They need to say, we understand what's going on. It's wrong. And the ADL, Southern Poverty Law Center, the Democrats, and Hollywood are the ones all behind it. They know exactly what they're doing. Defunding the police and all the rest of it. And the group's worse hurt by the minority, it's really majority crime wave, are Hispanics and blacks in these lawless areas. And then, boy, a white person comes through that, they are like...
ADL, Anti-Defamation League, Democratic Party, and the Hollywood elite. That's who's behind it. That's who's gaslighting the black KKK, poisoning black people with a mindset that radicalizes them. You want to talk about radical Islam? We got Hollywood, the ADL, and Democrats. Joe Biden. White supremacy is the greatest threat to America right now. And people just sucking that up. And the co-conspirators, many of these black churches that are activist groups that don't preach about Jesus and salvation, they preach about, hey, we're victims of white people and we got to go out in the street. George Floyd died. And yes, I know that he robbed women and abused drugs and was a violent criminal, but he's black and a white man was on the scene of his drug overdose. We must go out and protest. Because that's what happened to George Floyd, is a symbol of how white America feels about all of America. They want to put a knee on all of our necks. Go out and kill Whitey. Be violent towards Whitey. And I want to play you this clip. We've shown it to you before of the poison that we're feeding our babies. That this little fat kid is walking away from a fight, and one of these brainwashed, programmed babies that we have brainwashed and programmed sucker punch and cold cocks this kid from behind. Play the clip.
You want to come up behind me and kick me in the back?
No, so he got you bad. I don't know what's
We did this with the music. We did it with the program, the victimhood mentality, the hate whitey mentality. We did this. Oh, and the kids fight. This is what kids do. Hey, man, we see way too many of these fights where it's rarely, perhaps never, one-on-one. I used to be a kid. Any of you listening to this show, watching this show, you used to be a kid. Kids used to fight one-on-one. Again, I'm old. But here's what we used to do. Kid want to fight, all the other kids would circle around us, and the two kids would put their shoulders together and walk around in a circle. Anybody remember that? It would be a one-on-one fight, and before the fight, you'd walk up and the other kids would be circling. Oh, there's going to be a fight. There's going to be a fight. And then the two kids that were going to fight, they put their shoulders together and walk around in a circle until the fight jumped off. And then it would be a one-on-one fight. I can relate to that. I think most of us, most boys, men, we can relate to that. But when we see three babies jump on another baby, what are we doing here? When we see a man have a dispute with another man and shove him, and then another man uninvolved takes the first punch, and then 5 or 6 others jump in. It's unrelatable. It's prison mentality. And I'm going to get to that at some point today. And Steve Kim, hopefully I'm going to get to you, but I'm fired up. and I'm not sure how long it's going to take me to get through all this, because I'm just at the beginning of where I want to go with this, because I'm going to make a sports connection here in a second. But I want to play you one other clip. I'll show you the black KKK. These kids in hoodies want to be menacing, want everybody to be afraid of them. Here's a black KKK member taking a bottle over the head of some unsuspecting man. This is crazy. And we've legalized this. We've normalized this. We don't bat our eyes at this. This is insanity. Play the clip. You got 2 or 3 white folks circled up having a conversation. Who knows what the dispute may have been over previously? But whatever the dispute might have been, it had de-escalated. And someone walks up or maybe nothing provoked it. Maybe there was nothing. Maybe this was some kind of gang initiation, some kind of KKK initiation. But this has to stop. This has to be spoken against. Don't miss a second of Fearless. Hit that like button and subscribe to keep up with our latest content.